You think you know what tears are? Think again. That little drop of salty water that runs down your face is one of the most misunderstood and complex things your body does. It's a mix of oils, hormones, mucus, and even natural painkillers. And today, we're going to decode its 3 insane secrets. So let's just get right to the heart of it with one big question. Are all tears the same? You might think, yeah, water's water, right? Well, the answer is a huge, resounding no. The difference isn't just about why you're crying. It's literally written in their chemical DNA.
Okay, you gotta get this because this is where your mind is gonna be blown. The tears you cry from real sadness are chemically fundamentally different from the tears that pour out when you're topping an onion. One is a complex biological signal, the other is just a fire alarm. So how is that even possible? And what are tears really for?
To figure this all out, we need to go on a decoding mission. Turns out, science has identified not 1, not 2, but 3 totally distinct types of tears. Each one has its own recipe, its own trigger, and its own secret mission. So let's break them down. All right, secret number 1. Meet the tears you don't even know you're making. Basal tears. These are the unsung heroes of your eyeballs, working 24/7 in the background. Think of them as your personal bodyguards, the protectors. The absolute best way to picture these is as your eye's own built-in microscopic windshield wipers. Seriously, every single time you blink, which is thousands of times a day, you're spreading this incredible protective fluid across your cornea, keeping everything lubricated and crystal clear. Without them, your world would just be one big blur. But here's the thing. It's not just a simple layer of water. No way. It's this incredibly sophisticated 3-layer coating. First, on the bottom, you have a sticky mucin layer, which basically glues the whole tear film to your eyeball. Then, in the middle is the watery aqueous layer, which handles hydration and fights off germs. And on the very top, there's a fatty lipid layer that acts like a seal to stop the whole thing from just evaporating. It's a perfect little system. Okay, let's level up to secret number 2. Meet the reflex tears. If basal tears are the everyday protectors, these guys are the first responders. This is your eye's emergency response team. We've all been there. You're in the kitchen, you're chopping an onion, and bam, your eyes are burning and the waterworks begin. Well, that's because when you cut that onion, it unleashes an invisible gas called synpropanethyl S-oxide. It's basically launching a tiny chemical weapon right at your face. And here's the wild part. The moment that gas hits the wet surface of your eye, a chemical reaction happens, and it turns into a mild form of sulfuric acid. Yes, you heard that right, acid. Your eye immediately senses this chemical attack and sounds the alarm. The response is just instantaneous. A nerve signal flashes from your eye straight to your brainstem, and the brainstem immediately orders the lacrimal gland, that's the main tear factory above your eye, to open the floodgates. It's a pure neurological reflex designed for one thing and one thing only. And that one thing is to flush out the danger. Reflex tears are a biological fire hose. Their entire job is to dilute and wash away whatever's irritating your eye as fast as possible. That's why they feel so watery and why there's so many of them. They prioritize sheer volume over everything else. And now for the one we've all been waiting for, the third and final secret. Emotional tears. These are the tears of joy, of grief, of frustration. These are the relievers. And their chemical makeup, well, that's what makes them truly magical. So why do we actually cry when we get emotional? Well, think of it this way. Emotional tears are a chemical dump for stress. When you feel something intense, your body gets flooded with stress chemicals. Crying is a release valve, a way to literally throw those compounds out of your system. This is what makes them so profoundly different. Emotional tears are loaded with stress hormones like cortisol, but they also have something absolutely incredible in them, a natural protein-based painkiller called leucine and enkephalin. I'm not kidding. Your body produces its own soothing agent and releases it through your tears. And look, this chart just says it all. The level of stress hormones in reflex tears, barely anything, but in emotional tears, it's off the charts. You are physically purging the stress from your body, one drop at a time. Let me just say that again because this is the key takeaway. You are literally crying out the very chemicals that are causing your distress. That feeling of release and calm after a good cry, it's not just in your head. It's real. It's biology. It's your body rebalancing itself. And check out this one last fascinating twist. Because emotional tears are so packed with proteins and hormones, they're actually thicker, more viscous. This makes them cling to your skin and roll down your face more slowly. Why? Well, some scientists think it evolved to make them a much clearer, more obvious signal to the people around you. And that idea, that tears are designed to be seen, brings us right to our conclusion. Because beyond all the incredible biology, tears have one final, deeply human job. They are a social signal. When you really think about it, tears are like a biological Swiss Army knife. They clean our eyes, they defend them from attack, and they help us relieve emotional stress. They're this amazing all-in-one tool for protecting our bodies and regulating our minds.
But maybe their most powerful function is communication. An emotional tear is an unmistakable signal. It tells the people around us that we're vulnerable, that we're in distress, or that we're overjoyed, in a way that words just can't. They break down walls, they trigger empathy, and they connect us to each other.
So the next time you shed a tear, just take a second to appreciate the brilliant, complex symphony that's happening. I have to know, what's the most surprising thing you learned today? And what other chemical secrets of the human body should we unlock next? Let me know in the comments below.